although Kyle just got a little tail happy.
Yeah, but it gave him a run that he needed to get to the inside, and that's where Kyle's been his best, is down the bottom. Burton's going to try to go to the high side of Casey Kane in that 9 car.
Well, here's where he's been sliding every time. He does it again.
This is what caused Casey Kane to get crazy. He kind of got nudged by Ryan Newman. He might not be happy about it.
We'll keep an eye on him, but
I think he's not happy at all about it.
Oh, yeah, he's letting them know.
Good call there, Andy.
And what's that done is allowed Boyer and the 2 to come through.
Coming by. That's a lot of points that Ryan Newman just lost in trying to battle for that 12th spot.
And Newman trying to come back on him. He's still on the high side of Kurt.
Look at Burton sliding sideways all 4.
Tell you what, next time by it'll be the white flag lap, and it's a good thing. Somebody's going to hit the wall if we keep going. There is your race leader for Tony Stewart. It looks like the streak is going to continue, as his lead right now is 1.3 seconds over Carl Edwards. Another guy that's got a
flag this time.
Big night. Carl Edwards coming home in second if he stays right there. And Jimmy Johnson looks like the Jimmy Johnson of old, guys.
Yeah, and he's been running some of the fastest. If they've been the fastest car the last 5 or 6 laps. So they have really got their program going in the right direction at the right time.
For Tony Stewart, his last win was Kansas back in October of 2009. It's been 31 starts since he has tasted the champagne in victory lane. But here he comes.
Ring the bell, baby. Woo! Nice job, B. Good job, guys.
His 38th win with Carl Edwards second. Jimmy Johnson comes home in third. And in fourth, it will be Jeff Burton with Kyle Busch fifth. Kurt Busch comes back to finish sixth. Boyer, Newman, Montoya, Ambrose with a good run to finish in the top 10.
That's the only way we had a shot. You guys won this thing in the pits. Awesome job.
They certainly did. He hit the number there. Yeah, this is still going on between Casey and the 39 of Ryan Newman.
I'd say if Casey's smart, that'll be the end of it when they get out of the cars over here.
And we better keep a camera on it because they might have a little bit of a discussion, shall we say. Fireworks going off in the background. And what this means, we can tell you now, the top 10 have now clinched their positions, and that includes Denny Hamlin. And that's mainly because of the problems that Kevin Harvick, our points leader, had. Jamie?
Well, third win here for Tony Stewart, but the first with Darian Grubb. Darian, after practice, you guys weren't one of the top dogs everybody was talking about. How did you make this happen tonight?
I don't know why not. Tony's an incredible driver. The car was really good. We were fast from the time we unloaded. Tony's been qualifying great every week, gives us good pit picks. His pit crew was incredible tonight. Entire Office Depot, Old Spice team, and everybody at Stewart Haas. Can't thank anybody enough except for like 39 that came in to do the tire test, and that really helped us out. It's a true team effort, and everybody did an incredible job.
First time this year, this 14 team gets to go to victory lane. Marty?
He's the 11th.
Here tonight, running first and second. Here comes Tony Stewart off the corner. And in his 25th NASCAR Winston Cup race, Tony Stewart wins at Richmond International Raceway. Becomes the first rookie in Winston Cup racing to win since Davey Allison at Dover.
It's unbelievable. I mean, to be able to bring Joe Gibbs Racing a 1-2 finish and be the guy that comes in first tonight, it's great for Home Depot and all their associates, and it's great for this team. I mean, Greg Zipadelli deserved to win finally this year, and I'm glad I could finally get him done. We've been dominant before and not been able to close it off, so it didn't matter to me whether we led 1 lap or 200 laps. The biggest thing is we just want to see the last lap tonight. It was nice to be able to share this victory with the crowd here. I mean, the fans have been so supportive of my rookie season, and even through my mistakes, they've stuck through with me. My true fans have. So, it just means a lot to be able to do it in front of the crowd, and the crowd's response is unbelievable.
Atwood gives room. 2 to go. All right, what's it going to be?
Is Stewart going to get held up by Jeff Burton? Can Kevin Harvick get to him? Final lap, half mile to go. The white flag is up. Stewart still working Jeff Burton. Here comes Harvick trying to close in. But it's not going to be enough. Tony Stewart gets his third win of 2001. He wins the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. Last lap change of position. Ricky Rudd gets by Rusty Wallace, and Rusty's obviously not happy at the tactics.
And Dale Jarrett spins down in the corner.
Tempers. Right to the very end. And the drivers and crew chiefs of those two cars have already been called to the big red trailer. How about a win for Tony Stewart, Marty?
Well, congratulations for Greg Zeppedelli all around from the crew, and looked like Harvick was catching him for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, we probably had the best car all night on long runs. We had to do some adjustment to try and get it picked up there on the front side, and everything went our way tonight. It was a little nerve-wracking here at Bristol. We've been so close. I think we've been in second here, a little third the year before.
Outside lane.
This is Hendrick against Roush right here.
Yes, it is.
Ford and Chevy.
Got the RCR guys behind him. That's Burton and Harvick hooked up right behind the Roush guys on the inside lane.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they drop to the outside and make it 3 wide.
Yeah, and 2 to go. Nobody's looking at a single gauge in these cars.
No.
Man, nice run down the back straightaway on the inside for those Roush guys.
And that yellow helped a lot.
Yes.
With the 3 laps to go. They got the temperatures down.
So here's your tandem racing for everybody at home right now. This is what it was last year.
Coming down through the tri-oval. Once we get the white flag, the next flag will end it, whether it's the caution or the checker. And side by side with a lap to go at Daytona.
And these guys are going to run. They're going to be leaning on each other going down the backstretch.
Oh my God!
We got somebody sideways. Wow, Burton did an unbelievable job saving that race car.
Amazing save by Jeff Burton.
Now we got the 14 out there all by himself, but he got a big push to get away from those guys.
Tony Stewart pulling down in front of Matt Kenseth. And Kane with a little charge in the outside lane.
That's the break that Tony needed right there.
This is going to be. They're
stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4
here we go.
The final time. Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
We'll take that.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win.
Great move by Jeff Burton right there. I tell you,
That was a
great race by
save.
Jeff Burton. I'm telling you, incredible save and incredible job to put him in position. And you know, Matt's just where he's got to be, but Casey Kane deserves a lot of.
Tony Stewart will be glad to hear that everyone's okay after he celebrates in victory lane here this evening.
Because of that, now they feel like they have to take on 2 right side tires. Originally, it was going to be fuel only. It's a quick stop. The question is, how much track condition did they lose?
Tony Stewart is the race leader.
Stewart is just backing off, isn't he, man? I think he's running half throttle right now.
Greg Zeppedelli told him, you got to slow down at least another 3/10 a lap for me. He's working with me on this. He's letting cars go by to try to pick up a draft off of them.
Go ahead, bring her down pit road here.
Jimmy Johnson too fast exiting pit road.
Oh, gee. And Stewart's got a 17-second lead on Casey Mears, who runs second right now.
And Mark Marsh runs third. From a car he said was terrible early in the race, now third. Can he get to the finish? We work the final lap. Stewart down the back.
So he looks like he's out of fuel.
Should be quite a few more.
Stewart's out.
Can he coast around in time? Had that 17-second lead. Casey Mears is the second-place car. Stewart slow through turn 4, trying to reach the finish line.
It looks like Casey Mears is out of fuel now.
Casey Mears slow in turn 3. Tony Stewart's going to take the checker flag and coast across the finish line and win. That's unbelievable. You said there are 33 guys in this race that only have one thing to race for.
Yep. Yep.
The win.
The win. And that's exactly what Stewart did. And great finish for Casey Mears as well. 31 and Burton Carl.
Here they come. Here they come. To the outside. Here comes Kyle Busch. He's got him, and Tony cuts off Hamlin.
Now what's Tony going to do?
You're clear.
And now the question is, Tony's got no help because these guys are running too wide behind him.
Right.
So now it's man on man right now.
I don't think it's gonna get wider here in a minute, I believe.
Here comes Johnson in behind Stewart. Is it enough? Hamlin's high side up there by himself in the 11. First lap led all night by Kyle Busch, and it's the money lap, and it might be all it takes.
It really
now,
is.
what does Johnson do to help Stewart?
Doesn't matter. Kyle Busch is going to hug all the racetrack, or he should. He's mirror driving right now.
Tony Stewart trying to get to the bottom.
He may get turned for mirror driving, but he's going to be mirror driving.
Oh, Stewart's trying to squeeze
right there
in there.
See
He's shoving to the bottom.
Oh, he just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes. No,
there
he turns him.
He turns him.
Busch in the
oh,
wall.
my God.
Here comes Stewart to the checkered
Tony
flag.
Stewart.
And another car gets him the backside. It's Casey Kane. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
Some of these guys hit hard, man.
And one of them was Kyle Busch.
They're still hitting hard. Man, that's an ugly finish. But incredible. Incredible.
But that was 100% mirror driving, and that's what you have. That's what Kyle Busch had to do.
That's what Kyle Busch had to mirror drive. Tony Stewart had to put the car there
around,
and stick the car where. We saw this same thing at Talladega when with the 09 car with Keselowski. He stuck his car in there, he drove it, he put it where it needed to be, and that's the way it was.
Look at the damage to his race car as Kyle Busch crawls out and walks back down the racetrack. The fireworks are going off in the sky, but the fireworks on the racetrack even bigger. Watch this.
Okay, this is the pass that 18 makes on the 14th. Good clean pass. He had a little bit of help.
Wow, he got a great run right there. I don't know where that run come from. It's almost like Tony's car got out from under him or something, because it's almost like Tony checked up. If he could have just put his bumper to him just a little bit and got him loose and slid him up the racetrack. You see him right here. He drives right to that corner right here. When he makes that turn, boom, I want to be right on that 18's corner and force him up the racetrack right there.
Okay, now Kyle's hanging on, but he's going to block. Back, and it just ran himself over the 14 car.
And here's what happened. Just like we talked about at Talladega and everybody talked about, block me once. That's okay. Block me twice, you're going up in the grandstands or you're going in the wall. And that's what happened. The 18 made two swipes at him. One to the inside, one to the outside.
Yeah, this one's fair right here. This one's not fair. You kind of had it coming.
Yeah, he had that one coming. When you cut back across the hood of somebody after you've blocked him once, and Tony, once he blocked, Tony put the bumper on the outside of him. He was there.
Watch the 9. I think it's a 9 car
gets right in the back.
Just clobbers Kyle Busch.
And these guys, there's a 31 car, but these guys hit hard right here.
Logano finally, his luck ran out. He just
but you see these guys going across the racetrack. This is ugly down here. They're very fortunate nobody got hurt right there.
Trying to bump you. Stay on this yellow line. Chase them. Coming up high. There you go.
Pick the rear tires off the ground. Now watch this next hit.
Oh, man.
Wow. That's a 180-mile-per-hour shot right there.
Man, that was brutal.
Listen to it.
I think they lost the camera on that one.
Yeah. That's incredible.
For Tony Stewart, his 36th win in his 374th start. Oh, man, there goes our camera.
And we lost another camera right there,
Daytona fans got their money's worth.
That was an incredible straightaway.
This is why everybody looks forward to the 4th of July race here at Daytona. Watch this finish.
And, you know, I don't think Stewart, I think once he sees all this, he shouldn't be beating himself up too much on this deal. I mean, like I said, you're looking at your checkered flag at Daytona. All bets are off.
Yeah.
That's a hard hit by the 18 car because he hits with the left front and then drives the driver's side into the wall.
When he gets drilled by Kane right here.
And you know, we got the safer barrier, but I'm telling you that Hans device, those things.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a shot. So he got hit. He took a shot in the front, and then he took a shot from the back. I mean, And then he got one in the door.
Oh,
see, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Is they were going on down. That's why I kept trying to follow the cars down. I'm like, they hit really hard past the start-finish line. Not only these cars, the 31 car. There were 2 or 3 cars that took some major licks going into turn 1 down there.
And the bad thing about this is he's already has damage on the left side. That's what I hate, is seeing a car get hit twice in the same spot.
Ooh, the 9 car gets hit right dead in the door by the 31 car. You see him. Then the 20 car hits
that's
his 18 car right in the door.
I bet you that's the hardest shot he took.
I'll tell you what, you got to hand it to Chip Ganassi, Felix about his race, and Montoya running second, and Sorensen just pulled up into 5th place, man. Pretty good run for him.
Yeah, it really is, Rusty. You know, I've made notes here all day, and this is to compliment the Chevrolet teams on their aerodynamic, that they're taking advantage of what they have there. They've got a great package. They make it work everywhere, and their engine combination. But you really have to hand it to those Ganassi cars. Montoya and Reed Sorensen have done a terrific job. They've got those 2 cars in the top 5, and that's a really great day for them.
3 laps to go. Tony Stewart has led 62 laps.
Tell you what, you take a look at Jeff Burton too now. He's up there. The problem is, 2 laps to go. These guys are starting to run out of time. And Tony Stewart's just getting ready to smell some victory. But I'll tell you what, Montoya, that last lap by, fastest car in the field, Juan Pablo Montoya. And this guy is surprised everybody to come here, never run at this racetrack in his life, and be running second right now to a veteran like Tony Stewart at the Brickyard 400, the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Tony Stewart can smell this second Brickyard 400. He's real close to getting that white flag.
Yeah, if he gets that drink bottle out and takes another drink, now that's going to be really adding something to this. He doesn't have to show off quite that much.
I tell you what, that makes him a pretty good driver. If you can,
right here.
one more.
All right, Tony Stewart comes by. He had not won a race in 20 starts dating back to last fall. And then 2 weeks ago, he took this car to Chicagoland Speedway and spanked them. Led over 100 laps and said, guys, that has now become my favorite race car. I want to take this car to my home track. So they brought it to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a track, as you heard, that he came to when he was 5 years old, riding in a luggage rack on top of a bus, covered up in coats, so he could watch these guys race. It's a track that he has dreamed of winning time and time again. He won here in 2005, and once again, with the help of that guy right there, Zippy, Greg Zipadelli, Tony Stewart will come down here in 2007 and take the win in the All-State 400. Tony Stewart wins it.
Take a look at him, guys. A lot of confidence. 2 wins at the track he loves so much, one of the favorite tracks. It's a kid he always wanted to win here, Jerry. He's got 2 of them now.
He ran the Indianapolis 500 5 times, never won it, 1 and 2 so badly, and now he has 2 wins in NASCAR's Elite Division, the Nextel Cup Series, in just 9 starts. And he made it look easy in total domination. Almost casual at times driving that race car.
I knew he had a good race car, but when I saw him driving down the straightaway with no hands, taking that lead, I just, you know, what do? You can't beat a guy like that. Had a great car.
Yeah, I've gone through the fast food line at a before I was driving with my knees when I wanted to order, but I've never on a racetrack at 200 miles per hour.
Oh, looks like a little payback from earlier.
Tell you what, I don't know if they're mad at each other, giving each other a kiss right there. They get along pretty good, those guys do.
That could be just a little congratulations.
Well, there's one driver that's hoping it doesn't, and another one that hopes it gets that opportunity.
You see the flagman now really waving that flag at these other competitors to let these 2 race it out.
Montoya, Jeff Bodine yielding to the race leader. And Edwards running out of time.
I tell you, this has been one incredible drive in this chase by Tony Stewart. On his way to a 5th win out of 10 races. And that was only good enough to tie in points as it sits right now.
That's just how good Edwards has been.
Yes.
2 laps to go, 2.
3 miles left to go. Tony Stewart seeking his 3rd championship.
rallying back tonight from as far as 40th position. Kind of had the what me worry attitude earlier in the race.
Yeah, what an incredible job by the crew to repair that, Andy. That's not an easy place to make a change and fix a repair.
Yeah, they've overcome a lot tonight. On pit road, they had a mistake, or actually a problem with their pit socket. They had a hole in the grill. But Tony Stewart
white flag here, white flag. Bring it home.
Final lap. Stewart and Edwards, first and second. Winner takes the championship.
Yeah, it's just the most incredible run I've ever seen out of a race car driver, what Tony Stewart has done in this chase and tonight.
Yeah, I think it's the best driving I've ever seen, and Carl Edwards did an incredible job too, but this is the man right here, Tony Stewart.
2002, he was the champion. 2005, he was the champion, those driving for someone else. This time, he's an owner driver, and he's going to become a three-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion. Tony Stewart wins it.
So we got it. We got it. We got the tiebreaker, baby. Awesome job.
A tearful Darian Grubb holding his son Gavin here, celebrating the victory. Darian, you told me earlier today that nothing has changed in your team. You've just gotten the brakes to go your way in the chase. Tonight, you made your brakes. You repaired the car. You fought back from different challenges. You gambled on fuel. How did you guys do it tonight?
We just fought. This entire Office Depot Mobil 1 team is incredible. We just didn't give up. We kept fighting. We went out and earned this championship and showed we're true champions.
Darian, you've been through a lot of adversity. What's this championship mean to you?
It means the world.
And what better way, Tony, for the closest chase in NASCAR Sprint Cup history to finish? Tony, two of NASCAR's heavyweights. Tony Gibson coming over. Two of NASCAR's heavyweights going toe-to-toe, head-to-head, the final laps, and you won it in the championship. What's the emotion right now?
Oh, God, thank the Lord for this one, buddy. Man, I'm telling you, it's been a tough summer and a tough fall for us, and you got to believe in something. And the man upstairs, and he held this rain off just long enough for us to get this job done. So this is for Sprint and all these fans up here that stuck it out all weekend here in Homestead. And, oh, my God. I don't care how long it rains. I'm going to be up all night. This is, oh, my God. Are you kidding me? For Office Depot, for Mobil 1, Chevrolet, U.S.
Tony better not do what he did in the 7 this time or he's in trouble.
Try to dive you down here.
They're working him.
Not close enough.
Nope. Tony's right where he needs to be, man.
See if he can make a gain. It's all about getting off of this corner. He gets in there good. Oh, he missed it a little bit.
We're about to be ready for the dive.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's wheel hopping. He's going to hit him.
Hamlin is there.
He hit him.
Hey,
oh,
got him.
Goodness,
oh, no.
It's not over.
Get him back.
Denny got in there and wheel hopped. I don't think he meant for that to happen, but then he made contact with Tony. I think Tony was also pretty loose getting in there.
Well, that was what happened to Tony lap before, you know, when he got loose into 7 and that allowed Hamlin to close up.
Hey, this thing's not over, guys. Watch what happens into turn 11 in this heavy braking zone.
2 more corners. Hamlin trying to pull away.
Close enough.
I think Tony used up his stuff. I mean, we knew he was having, you know, issues
Here we go.
with the car.
Stewart inside. He
Hamlin
is there. He gets Hamlin. They hit. And Stewart comes off turn 11. And he's coming to the flag.
How did that
Tony
happen?
Stewart wins.
How did that happen? Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
All right, man.
Go out without celebrations like this. Nobody can describe the journey Tony Stewart has been on over the past 3 years. Smoke, does the impact of this win even more meaningful, the timing of it?
Oh, man. They're all good. It doesn't matter where you get them, but we could run close to those guys all day. We just got stuck back in traffic, so it's pretty ironic. The last one we got was in a Code 3 car, and I'm proud to do it again, but proud of Mobil 1 and Bass Pro and everybody. They just an awesome job.
You look at your legendary career, your 8th road course win, your final year. What does it mean to chalk up another one on your racing resume?
Especially at a place you're going to for your last time, that means a bunch. So it's it's special, trust me.
White flag. Tony Stewart, the 20, the leader. Behind him, the 97 of Kurt Busch. Then Bobby Labonte, Kyle Busch, and Greg Biffle. And Biffle is right on the bumper of the 5. That's the race for 4th. That's your race leader. Half a lap to go. Remember, those two had contact just a few laps ago. They're going to battle it out for 4th. But Tony Stewart's going to bring that Home Depot Chevrolet off of turn 4. And Tony Stewart, a winner at Daytona, now wins at New Hampshire. And you know what the fans want here, don't you? Tony's out of the car.
Now he wants to. Yeah, he is going to climb it.
Now, he said he was he's coming to get the flag.
I don't know, better get a map there. At least he kept his Hans on. No, he took the Hans off.
Kept the helmet on, though. He's going all the way to the starter's stand. And salutes the fans here at New Hampshire.
Hey, it's my deal. It's nobody else's deal but mine, so anybody does it now, they've copied me. So everybody started doing burnouts, and I still got the record of Pocono for the longest burnout, so nobody's broke that yet, and just thought I'd do something different again.
Stewart's okay with that battery?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Fresh battery should last for a couple of laps, especially with everything off.
Out of turn 7 to the pit stretch. White flag, last lap at the Glen. Dave Burns.
Robbie Gordon radioed his crew, no way we're going to make it. We're done. I don't know if he meant he's out of fuel, if there's no way he can catch the 20. And no, he's not catching the 20.
That's probably what he's talking about. They're just not going to catch the 20 because the car certainly seems to be under power.
Well, this 20 team is in top championship form right now. Off the win at Indianapolis a week ago. Headed for victory lane here at Watkins Glen. To Michigan next week and then Bristol.
I mean, in 2 laps, he has pulled out to a 2.5 lead on really good drivers and race cars.
Won at Sonoma earlier this year. Tony Stewart, the new road course king in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Sweeps off of 7, makes the right-hander. He can see the checkered flag now. Tony Stewart goes back-to-back and wins at the Glen.
Talk about dominating.
His 3rd win at Watkins Glen, all in the last 4 races. His 3rd straight road course win, the 5th driver of all time to do that.
Boy said, congratulating Tony Stewart.
It's his 5th win in the last 7 races and 8th straight finish in the top 7. Well, Matt, sounds like time for another party.
Sure does, Bill. Zippy, dominating win last week, special win, but this has to be special knowing what a dominant car this team put together for Tony.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, we, I don't know what to say. Just proud of all these guys, proud of Tony. Home Depot Chevrolet was awesome this weekend. We came up here, we had a great test. We've had an awesome couple of months. It's kind of
last 10 weeks.
It's kind of like a fantasy. I hope it lasts another, I think I got 14 more weeks of it. So I'll keep praying. The good Lord, he's been shining on us, and everybody's been working hard. Smoke has been just fired up, man. I mean, I haven't seen this guy this focused, and it's fun to be around in the 7 years. I can't say enough about him and all these guys. So just, I don't know what to say.
This team is hitting its stride at the right time as the chase continues to approach.
Yeah, like I said, we got another long stretch, so we need to be able to maintain it, keep our keep our chins up and don't get complacent because things are going so easy. We need to work even harder right now, I think, so that we don't fall behind, because I know everybody else is gunning for us.
They scored their 5th career NASCAR Nextel Cup road course win, 2 off the all-time record, Bill.
Chevrolet congratulates Tony Stewart in the 20 Monte Carlo on today's win. The defending manufacturer's champion takes win number 568 overall. Chevy, the revolution races on, and so does Tony Stewart. And you got 2.45 miles of track around here and a whole lot of fence, some of it brand new.
I don't think he'd be climbing that new IndyCar fence over there. It's about 100 feet high.
But you know the fans are waiting. This is the pit stretch, or the front straightaway, if you want to call it that. Brand new grandstands here they brought in from Nazareth. Under the starter's stand.
He wants the flag, I believe.
Yes. And he's got it. He earned it.
He worked him, he cut the lead down, and when he got to him, he didn't even mess with him. He just drove around him on the outside.
Been a while for Tony Stewart, and he was hungry as he comes around to take yet another win at Dover. One of the places he says he feels like is his worst racetrack. Well, he conquered it today.
Yeah, and there's been rumblings. Is Tony Stewart running too many dirt World Outlaw sprint car races? No, he is not. Keep running that dirt, Tony Stewart.
Well, obviously something's working out for Tony Stewart today, because one of the toughest racetracks on the season finds him.
Every inch of the way.
Well, and I hope that's the thing. You just don't want anybody to change just because they're champion. I just hope Tony stays the same, and I think he will.
There's no doubt.
Waving Steve Park by. Tony will go to 18th position. Mark Martin is running 4th, but it's not going to be enough. Next time, the white flag waves for leader Kurt Busch. And Tony Stewart will be 1 lap away from finishing off a very turbulent Winston Cup season with a champion's celebration. The headlines have been many involving Tony Stewart, not all of them good. The incident at Indianapolis with the photographer, much publicized. Tony put on probation by his sponsor for the rest of the season. But he and that team had so many opportunities to come apart at the seams from all the off-track distractions that were going on, and they didn't.
It made them stronger because it brought them much closer together as a team. As you see, the white flag is waving on this field.
It's the final lap of the 2002 season. Tony Stewart, 1.5 miles from a NASCAR Winston Cup championship. Kurt Busch is out in front of the race, looking to pick up his 4th victory of the season. 3 of those will come in the last 5 weeks of the year. Put Kurt Busch on your calendar as a Winston Cup title contender for 2003. Checkered flag is up. The Ford of Roush Racing wins the Ford 400. Kurt Busch is the winner at Miami. 2nd for Nemechek, 3rd for Jeff Burton. Mark Martin's title bid will be a strong one today. He'll finish 4th. But at the end of the day, the big trophy will go to Tony Stewart. The Rushville Rocket from Indiana is the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
There's a big sigh of relief.
Yes, it is.
It didn't come easy at a track where they've dominated in the 3 previous Winston Cup races here. An 18th place finish for the 20 car today, but it did the job. 2nd Winston Cup championship for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Tony Stewart is now just the 25th man in history to wear a NASCAR Winston Cup champions ring. There's his teammate Bobby Labonte offering congratulations in the 18 car. Victories this season for Tony Stewart at Atlanta, Richmond, on the road course at Watkins Glen. He'll win the championship despite failing to finish 6 races this season. Who'd have thought at lap 3 of the Daytona 500 Tony Stewart would be champion? The first race of the year, he was the first car out with engine failure at lap 2. But when it's all said and done, after 14,353 miles of racing, Tony Stewart's the champion. Marty?
Greg Zipadelli gets a hug from his wife, Nan. There's lots of stuff flying around here that is, I don't know what that stuff's called. I think the biggest gets a hug from his brother, Scott Zipadelli, one of the mechanics on the
Car owner Jack Roush has won back-to-back series championships. Matt?
Eddie Pardue, the spotter for Mark Martin, is telling him which end of the racetrack. They feel like that Mark is better down in 3 and 4, but Biffle's better down in 1 and 2. This is going to be a close one to the finish. 4 to go.
Both these drivers made the chase for the Nextel Cup. This was going to be Mark Martin's farewell tour in NASCAR Nextel Cup racing. But Jack Roush needed a driver for that car for next year, asked Mark to stay. So Mark will make one more full circuit in the Nextel Cup series.
Mark got through turn 4 a little bit better than Biffle. If he can stay right there and get back to 3 and 4, he'll be able to make a move on him.
Tony Stewart runs 15th. That will block up the championship.
Biffle was just a little bit better off at 2 that lap.
2 to go when they get to the line this time.
I think the last lap, Biffle about hit the wall on turn 4. Had to check up a little bit. Boy, Pat Troston, you hear he wants this, and he wants it so bad. But probably so does Doug Richards, the crew chief for Greg Biffle.
Now Mark got through turn 2 awfully good that lap.
Lap and a half to go. Stewart still in 15th.
Smooth, one more time around.
Joel Edmonds, the spotter for the 16 car.
Mark goes to the bottom, picking up the throttle. Got a pretty good run. He's there, right beside him.
Last lap of the season. Teammates Mark Martin and Greg Biffle fighting for the lead while Tony Stewart tries to hang on to his position to clinch the championship.
Oh, this is going to be good off of 2.
This has been Biffle's sweet spot off the second corner.
Mark's there.
He's there.
And I think Mark's been better in 4.
Looks that way.
See if he can hold on. Boy, Biffle drove in deep.
Will it stick?
Oh, he's sliding up the track.
Out of 4, they come to the line. Wow! Greg Biffle wins the race. Watching for Tony Stewart.
Hey, did we get second?
Tony Stewart is the 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion.
And Greg Biffle, the first thing he asked, are we second in NASCAR Nextel Cup points?
They're tied, aren't they?
Yes.
He and Carl Edwards are tied for second, looks like.
Unofficially, they are both 35 points behind the champion.
Boyer is questioning whether he's running out of fuel. Here comes Stewart.
Yeah, there it is. He's out.
Stewart to the lead. 2 laps to go.
Now does Tony have enough fuel?
It was this race a year ago. Stewart led coming off turn 4 to the white flag. And he ran out of gas. Is it going to be different this time?
He's got a big lead. He can sit on that. He doesn't have to run very hard.
White flag is up this time. 1 lap to go.
Looks like Brad Keselowski took second away from Greg Biffle.
Final lap in New Hampshire. Watching Tony Stewart to see if he's got enough fuel to make it. The advantage he has, he's up 7 seconds on Keselowski now as other people begin to fade.
Take a deep breath, I got this.
Sounds like he's got plenty of fuel.
So if he was stalking him, he knew just what he was doing. 2 wins in a row to start the chase.
Way to go.
Tony Stewart wins at New Hampshire.
Wow, that's impressive by Tony Stewart and this team. Brad Keselowski, great day.
Greg Biffle out of fuel coming to the checkers.
See if Jeff Gordon can beat him. Nope, looks like Biffle beat Gordon to the line.
But Gordon was able to stretch the gas to get there. Keselowski gets second, Biffle third, Gordon fourth, Brian Vickers comes home fifth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. possibly out of gas coming to the checkers also and got a right front.
Well, Matt Kenseth comes home sixth. What a rebound for him.
Oh, another crazy finish. And Vince, this year at New Hampshire is going to come out a lot better for Darian Grubb.
4 to go. "14 caution flags, and half a day later, we're coming around for 3 laps to go in the Pontiac. More excitement than you can stand in a day and a half. 400.
Sterling Marlin, our points leader, he gets underneath Joe Nemechek.
Sterling is
a battle for 11th.
Got tires and he's going to run out of time. Is his problem.
But he's had the kind of day he needed for that point situation. Came in here leading by 143 points, and in second position, Kurt Busch. He's still all over the racetrack up in turn 2. 2 laps to go.
Pretty much a done deal now. How do we start this day off? Blue skies. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
White flag, Mike.
Tony Stewart has only started 7 races at Richmond International Speedway, and he's about to go to victory lane for the 3rd time here. He won at Atlanta, and if he rounds turns 3 and 4, he'll score his 2nd victory of 2002. Tony Stewart's Home Depot Pontiac wins the Pontiac Excitement 400.
Ryan Newman 2nd, Jeff Burton 3rd, teammate Mark Martin in 4th. Jeremy Mayfield finishes 5th, Matt Kenseth 6th, Jeff Gordon 7th, Steve Grissom 8th, Ricky Craven 9th, and Jimmy Spencer comes home 10th.
Should be a very interesting victory lane today for Tony Stewart, who picks up his first win since last October at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte. He will win today the Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland Speedway.
And Tony Stewart now out of his car, somewhat of a subdued victory lane. And welcome back to Gatorade Victory Lane, having a big ice-cold Coke.
Yeah, what an awesome day. I mean, it wasn't exactly as smooth as we'd like to have, obviously. Still don't know what happened on that restart with Casey. Just I got a really good jump and got past the 40 and got back in line, and I don't know if it was his shift pattern or what, as far as when he was supposed to shift or what, but all of a sudden he checked up and we got in the back of him, turned him around. It could have taken us out just as easy. I'm surprised it didn't tear up the car any more than it did. So hate to do that, hate to have something like that happen, but we had such a good car, it wasn't going to matter anyway. We didn't need to turn him around to get to victory lane. We were going to win this race no matter what.
Tony Stewart smoked the field today, first time in 2004.
He's going to be able to get him.
Doesn't look that way.
Down the backstretch for the final time. Tony Stewart won last week at Atlanta with a dominating run, strong pit stops, a good crew. Outside the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship, cannot defend his title, but he can be strong down the stretch. Tony Stewart wins at Texas.
The defending NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion is going to make a very excellent late charge from 8 seconds back to victory lane.
Stewart has been the Nextel Cup bad boy for so many years until this year. Says he just doesn't take things as seriously as he used to. Doesn't let things bother him as much. Is trying to enjoy his successes. When he has a problem, he just tries to leave him behind. He told me in the garage yesterday, instead of being mad about something for 3 days, he just puts it behind him and goes on. Then has 3 more days just enjoying life. He sweeps out of turn 4 and sees the white flag at the same track where his hero A.J. Foyt won before him. Now Tony Stewart is 2.5 miles away from history.
Looking in his mirror about 2 seconds right now.
Turn 2 at the Brickyard. Down the backstretch.
This is going to be really, really big for him.
Half a lap to go. The fans cheering. Through turn 4, the last trip down the front stretch.
this is one of those races, I'm telling you, you want it more than anything. You don't treat this place like another race.
You can go all your life and never get a crack at this if you're a race car driver. Close doesn't count at Indianapolis. Only winning does. Marty?
Well, the emotions run high here. Greg Zipadelli getting a hug from Eddie, one of Tony's longtime friends. I know this means a lot. What does this mean to win this race for your driver?
You have no idea. I got to thank the good Lord, man. I don't know that I've ever prayed that hard in my life. Just to see the expression on his face when I get over there, it'll be worth everything. I'm just proud of this team. Congratulations to Tommy.